We're thankful for you. Premier Heating and Air is thankful for you and now offering a $2,000 rebate on a new system, plus a $2,000 tax credit on qualifying systems. Call Premier Heating and Air today or log on to premierishere.com and experience a Premier difference today. No service call fees with repairs. For a 99-cent Premier Club membership has awesome perks, including no service call fee with repairs. Get details today from Premier Heating and Air, a locally owned and operated company.
Good morning. We'll go ahead and get started. Thank you guys for being here today. We're excited to have another First Friday, and we have a great program ahead of us today. We're going to learn a lot about things going on, not only in the community as a whole, but and specifically our medical community. As we know, our medical community is a big driver in jobs and the economy as a whole. So we're excited to hear things that are going on there. If you will, real quick, join me in a word of prayer as we'll bless the food and thank the Lord for this day. Thank you, God, so much for the wonderful day you've given us of life. We don't take that for granted. We pray your blessings over this food today and to our body, and we pray your blessings over our community, that you will continue to strengthen us, prosper us, and allow us to go forth and do great things in our community and our state. And all these things we pray in Christ's name. Amen. You guys would stand. We're going to do a pledge to the flag. Repeat after me. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you very much for that. All right, we have a full slate today, so we're going to hear from all of our local leaders first, and I'm going to bring up Josh Powell. I know he's very excited to tell us about what's going on downtown. Josh, it's looking good down there.
What downtown? I am excited. We did have our first council meeting for the month of November last night, and the city council took care of a lot of business. First, want to offer congratulations to Councilwoman Sarah Colby, who's here in the audience with us today on her re-election. She, along with Councilwoman Tess Godfrey, were re-elected to their positions, and they've served the community very well and are very energetic as far as staying involved and knowing what's going on with the city and helping make those important decisions. Also, Brandon Chain was elected to fill the position that will be vacated by Rich Mascaro, so we're excited to welcome him aboard as well. Last night at the council meeting, they did vote to roll back completely to the full rollback rate, the millage rate, for this tax year, and so we're down from 4.6 mills down to 4.497 mills. The digest did grow a little bit, and so we did need to roll it back a little bit, but that's expected to generate about $3.3 million for the city. To give you a little perspective, I know we hear about the city's use of property taxes and why are my property taxes so high. But the city is not, our taxes are very low. If you go around and compare to other municipalities, you'll find that we're keeping them very low, and I appreciate the council for being conscientious about that and looking out for the taxpayer. But just to give you a little idea, our total budget is $90 million. So, $3.3 million is not a whole lot of that. And that's covering your police, fire, your street department, street lights, and that kind of thing. So we're making very good use of that money. I will say for a fair market value house, if your fair market value is $125,000, that equates to about $224 in taxes a year for the city. And that's for all those things I just named. So I think it's a pretty good deal that we got for you as a citizen of Dublin. Our largest fund for the city is our general fund and our gas fund. They're about tit for tat for each other. So we have several different revenue sources. I will say the city has done really well over the last 4 years since I've been city manager. We've applied for and been successful in getting about just over $20 million in grants of various sources and various kinds. So that equates to about 30 meals. So we're saving quite a bit. We're able to accomplish a lot by using grant funding. At the end of the day, grant funding, whether it's coming from the state or federal government, it's all taxpayer dollars, but we are bringing it back to Dublin. So whatever tax money is going up to the state or going to Washington, we're bringing it back here as much as we can. They did also vote to approve resurfacing for 18 city streets. This is also grant funded. Each year we get LMIG funding And so we are going to be paving about 3.6 miles of road surface in the city, just over $600,000 worth of street resurfacing. We did also, the council approved a resolution. I don't know how many of you are familiar with it, but the historic tax credit program, if you renovate or do work on a historic property, then you are entitled to some income tax relief for that. That program has been in existence since 2002 and is set to, it has an annual cap on how much they're willing to give in credits each year. And so the state has been issuing these credits out for future years. And the program is only funded through 2029. And by the end of this calendar year, they will have exhausted all the $29. So the council passed a resolution, and I know that our Downtown Development Authority is going to also join in this to encourage our local representatives, Matt Hatchett and Larry Walker, to take action at the state level to fund that program, continue funding it moving forward so that it can remain productive. There are several facilities downtown that have benefited and been renovated as a result of those historic tax credits, and those projects would not have happened if it had not been for that. And finally, I'm very excited to say that Madison Street is completed. We do have a few punch list items that are going to be taken care of by our contractor in the next week or so. But next Thursday, we'd like to invite everybody out this is on the 13th at 11 a.m. at the intersection at Church Street. We'll be having a final bricklaying ceremony. We want to invite the merchants to participate in that and actually physically place the bricks to kind of be a part of finishing up that project, because it's been a toll on everybody, especially the merchants downtown. So we want to invite them to be a part of that ceremony, and then we'll be opening up the road. So looking forward to that.
Thank you, Josh. All right, now I'm going to bring up Jared Mathis, County Commissioner for Lawrence County, to tell us about what's going on at the county.
Thank you, Mr. Jason. Good morning, everybody. I hope everybody made it down here safe. I know it was a foggy day today, which brings up, the need to maybe call 911 if you come across something. And I'm going to talk about our 911 center today. And how many of y'all made it out to the ribbon cutting this week? So just a few of you. So not many, but I tell you, we'll put some pictures online, and if anybody wanted to schedule a private tour, I'm sure Bill Lear will be interested in hosting something like that, or your business out there. But this center is obviously funded by the county, but it answers 911 calls for the county and the city. Not only does it do that, but it dispatches police, fire, EMS, Dublin PD, Dublin Fire, and then ultimately, if it's a medical call, they end up at Fairview Park Hospital. So, and we're thankful for those guys as well. But back to 911, how many people in here have actually had to call 911 before? About everybody in this room. How many of you have called 911 from your cell phone? Most everybody. Okay, so now about 90% of all 911 calls coming into the center is cell phone generated calls. And our old 911 center, guess what it was built to receive calls from? Landlines. And how many people, by a show of hands, have a landline in their house anymore? I didn't see nobody coming up. So anyway, any 911 center that's not migrating to what we call next gen 911 is really behind. And so now, with you calling 911 on a cell phone, we'll be able to, and we already had technology to somewhat do this, but our next gen 911 center is going to be even better. We can pinpoint exactly where you're at. Next gen 911, once it's implemented statewide, it is actually smart enough to know what county you're in when you dial 911, that you get the appropriate place. So if any of you ever traveling to Macon on I-16, you dial 911 close to the county line, you may get Twiggs County, you may get Bleckley County, and then there's this big delay because they don't know where you're at, and they have to call Lawrence County because you're really in our county. So it's a big problem. That's going to fix a lot of that. When you dial 911 now in Lawrence County, and that center will be going online November 17th, they'll have the ability to text message you, send you a link so you can video message the dispatcher. You'll be able to show them a picture of the wreck you're looking at if you're out there trying to help, so they can get a better idea of what kind of people and who they need to send. It's really a state-of-the-art center. Just to give you an idea, I called Bill this morning. Bill Laird's our 911 and EMA director, And last year, they had 56,000 incoming 911 calls. That's people dialing 911 on telephone. They had 92,000 calls coming in when they add all the alarms to it, from like alarm companies, fire alarms, burglar alarms. And the total calls for service last year, all combined in and out, was 128,000 calls. That's an enormous amount of activity. And so just a brief update there on 911. It's a very nice building. Check out the webpage here. And I think y'all got pictures up from the ribbon cutting the other day, and you'll see it's a very nice facility. Other news that's coming up is we'll be having a ribbon cutting very soon for our new recreation building at Southern Pines. If you haven't seen that, that's very impressive. Around about a 50,000 square foot building, all kind of indoor sports. Go to the Dublin-Lawrence County Recreation Authority Facebook page, and you'll see a schedule on there. They have a lot of events for kids after school. They have some times coming up during the holidays that they're going to actually keep your kids for you, and they can play in the gym all day, basketball, tennis, indoor soccer, pickleball. So look at those times, and maybe it can be a help to you. But it's a very nice facility. I encourage you to go check it out. Thank y'all.
It's Truck Month here at Dublin Chevy GMC, and we have all the deals for you. With our best selection ever of Tahoes and Yukons, come pick one out to take home for the holidays. With great deals on both 25 and 26 models, including savings of up to $10,000 off MSRP, now's the time to come pick out the HD or LD of your choice. And hey, if you already have your new truck and you're just looking for something to have fun in, we have savings up to $8,000 off MSRP on new Corvettes, only at Dublin Chevy GMC.
Hey, this is Perry at Williamson's Bakery, a proud supporter of Dublin Lawrence County athletics since 1965. From donuts to cupcakes and cookies to eclair, we have everything to satisfy your sweet tooth. We even have treats for your dogs. So when Friday rolls around, don't forget to stop by and pick up some stuff for that late afternoon tailgate. So remember, go Raiders, go Crusaders, go Falcons, and go Irish. You can find us on Facebook, or you can stop by and see us at 1634 Veterans Boulevard, or give us a call at 478-272-3344.
Thank you, Jared. Now I'm going to bring up Miss Katie Davis. Katie is our incoming chair-elect at the Chamber, and she's going to talk about some Chamber events we have going on.
Good morning, everybody. On behalf of the Chamber Board, I just want to share some updates. We have a lot going on, as usual. Save the date for our big annual dinner. It's going to be January the 30th. So the theme this year is Aloha to Opportunity, where every handshake leads to growth and every partnership creates new possibilities. So get your coconut bras and grass skirts ready. We're going to have a good time on January 30th. As we go into the end of the year, we're also looking at those professional business award nominations. Those will actually go out today. So those folks get recognized at the annual dinner, and we want to make sure that we are recognizing some of those businesses in our community that are really making a difference. So please be on the lookout for those nominations coming out, and get those in by December the 5th. Also, ambassador applications for 2026 are going to be going out soon. The 2025 program will wrap up at the end of the year, and as we go into 2026, we need a new slate of ambassadors, and the deadline to nominate those folks is December the 19th. So also be on the lookout for those nomination packets. And then finally, our last announcement from the Chamber is that our next business after hours will be on November the 18th, and that's going to be at Georgia First Bank over on Industrial Boulevard. So we hope you can all make it on November 18th over there to celebrate with us and at that location. Thank you.
Now I'll add real quickly, I think it may be on your tables. Does everybody have a Localopoly on their table? Do you guys have those? Do we have those? Awesome. It was at the front. Well, you guys grab one of those. We're always excited to do Localopoly. It's a great way to give back to our community here in November and early December, especially at the holidays, and support our local merchants. This time, we're very thankful today to have our sponsor, Addington Place of Dublin. So I'm going to bring up Miss Michaela Lucas to give us a brief update on Addington Place, what it does, and what you guys have got. Thank you. Y'all welcome Michaela.
morning. I am Michaela Lucas. I am the Programming Director at Addington Place of Dublin. We are located right behind the hospital on Fairview Park. I have with me Ms. Holly Sapp. She is our Communication Relations Director. So if you want to tour our building or have any questions, she is the person to go to. And I also have an announcement from Mr. Brandon Thomas. He is our Executive Director. He has been with us for 15 years. And he wants to say he is sorry he could not make it today, so he left me in charge. So I'm just going to give a brief overview of what Addington is. So we have been a part of the Lawrence County and surrounding areas since 2009. We are originally known as the Benton House, and we moved over from the Benton House to Addington Place, and we have been serving. Where am I? I'm telling you. I just went blank. I'm not going to use this paper. We have been serving the community for a while now. So if you see us out in town and out and about, I am the one on the bus. I am the one taking residents. We are going out to eat. We are going shopping. We are doing community service. You name it, we are out. So if you see the Addington bus riding around, that is mainly me and 15 residents. So as of September 30th, we did reach 100% occupancy. So our building is completely full, but we are taking a waiting list. Ms. Holly also has that set up as well. And I also put 2 events. I know December seems like it's not around the corner, but it is. But I put out 2 flyers because the first one is we are doing Adopt a Grandparent this year. We will have a Christmas tree set up at the courthouse with memory care and our assisted living residents. We will have male or female, their age, and we're taking little care packages. And so that is going on from December 2nd through the 19th. And all donations will be made to Addington, so you may drop those off at Addington. And I do have our address put on this flyer as well. So if y'all have any questions, my number is attached. And our second event that we're having is we're doing a tour of trees. So that is our Merry Christmas event that will be held on December 19th from 6 o'clock to 7 o'clock. We will have a Santa come, so bring your children, and we will also have pictures taken and we'll have cookies. So thank y'all, and we are proud to be a sponsor, and thank y'all for having us this morning.
First Lawrence Bank invites you to experience banking at its best. Whether you have personal or business needs, we're a full-service bank big enough to handle all of your banking needs and small enough to provide you with that personal touch you've grown to expect from a community bank like First Lawrence Bank. Looking forward to your future? That's First Lawrence Bank in Dublin and Dexter, member FDIC.
Now's the time to get a great deal on the #1 selling compact tractor in the U.S. Professional-grade mowers, durable sidekick utility vehicles, and versatile compact tractors. It's the equipment you need to take care of your land. Right now, bring home select Kubota equipment with 0% financing available or save up to $3,500.
Products you can count on, a name you can trust. That's Midstate Tractor and Equipment.
All right, we're going to get on with our program today. We have 2 exciting speakers. I'm going to introduce the first. Brad Griffin. A lot of you have already met Brad. Brad is not a stranger to the community. He's been here before, but he came in as our Chief Executive Officer of Fairview Park Hospital earlier this spring. He has over 25 years of healthcare experience. He began his career at HCA Coliseum Health in Macon. He is a Macon native. And he served as the Chief Operating Officer at Fairview Park Hospital at Ocala Health before being promoted to CEO of Colston Medical Center in May of 2013. He served as President and CEO of the Gulf Coast Regional Medical Center from January 2017 to August 2022, and then as the Chief Operating Officer at Doctors Hospital of Augusta till March of 2025, when we coerced him back to Dublin to lead our great hospital here. So he has served many boards and agencies in the communities, involved in many multiple charities. We're very excited to have Brad in our community. He received his undergraduate degree from Mercer University in Macon and his MBA and MH degrees from Georgia State in Atlanta. So if you guys will help me welcome Brad Griffin.
Yes, sir. All right. Good morning. Thanks for having me here. I'm excited to be here this morning and share a little bit about what's going on at the hospital. I have a lot of content and not enough time to cover it all properly, so we're going to flip through the slides very quickly. We have a lot going on at the hospital. We always start our meetings with our mission statement. This is simply boiled down to, our decisions are led by what the needs are from our patients. And that's what we try to guide us in the work that we do at the hospital. As you know, Fairview Park, licensed for 190 beds. We're a top 100 hospital in the country, a level 3 trauma center within the state. It is a big, busy hospital. Opened in 1982, has been in continuous service since that time. Large and influential employer in the community. We have a 24-hour emergency room, inpatient rehab services. We do pediatric surgery. It's really unique to have a community of this size to have a pediatric general surgeon do well here, and we're proud to have him here. A lot of orthopedic, bariatric, robotic surgery done at the hospital, and we treat over 100,000 patients each year. We are proud to be part of HCA Healthcare. It's the largest hospital company in the country. Our headquarters are in Nashville, Tennessee. We have about 190 hospitals over 20 states in the country with over 300,000 employees as part of our company. Our company is organized into divisions. There are 14 divisions across the company. We are part of the South Atlantic Division of hospitals, where our division is located in Charleston. If you've not known this, these are our HCA facilities in Georgia, South Carolina, and Florida that comprise the South Atlantic Division. But most importantly, our facilities in Georgia are from Doctors Hospital to Waycross Memorial Satilla. Savannah Memorial Health in Savannah is an HCA facility, and Meadows in Vidalia. Over 100,000 patients treated. This year we'll see close to 55,000 patients through our emergency room. We're averaging about 150 a day. Yesterday was 175. A little over 1,000 babies delivered at Fairview, and we have invested over $40 million in our facilities and services in the last 5 years. So again, large employer, big economic impact, over $70 million payroll at Fairview Park Hospital. We're very proud of the quality work that we do. We've been recognized by many agencies. Most recently, we achieved our 8th Leapfrog A safety rating, 8th in a row for that. There's not a lot of hospitals that are able to do that, and we're very proud to be one of those that have that straight A status. Recently reaccredited as a trauma center by the American College of Surgeons. Also just this week passed our lab certification process. So you can be proud of the work that's being done and the care that's being delivered by this hospital and this community. Being a big player in our community is part of our role and our responsibility. We host many events. Most recently, we had our movie night on the lawn, which was open to the public. We had a little over 500 people come out and participate in a health education event and get to watch a movie on our front lawn. That was very exciting. We also do many activities around helping food banks or food drives or other donations and activities in our community. It's really part of our mission in what we do, and we embrace that as an organization. A little bit about our construction and projects to see in the last, like I said, 5 years, a little over $40 million invested in different projects through expanding our facilities, our operating rooms, our inpatient rehab facility. All of this investment led to the creation of more than 30 jobs in the last 5 years. And we've already outpaced and outgrown these expansions, and we're looking for ways to do that again. In fact, we recently hosted some executives from Nashville to talk about that need, and part of how we do that is to talk about the growth potential that's in our community and the work that we're doing and the things that we want to do and why patients might be leaving our community. So if you think about our geography from Macon to Savannah and the healthcare that's available in between the large facilities in those areas, really Fairview is one of 2 hospitals of size and capability that are able to take care of patients in a big way. So that's important to our success, is the number of patients that live in our area that would choose Fairview for their health care. Population growth is a big part of what we do, but also economic development. So the support from our local community, from the companies that are in our community, from the companies that are choosing to relocate to Dublin-Lawrence County, all of that is important in driving the growth for us as a healthcare organization and could lead to additional investment. We are not immune to risk like many of you in your businesses. We're a highly regulated industry. 75% of our reimbursement, the way we get paid, is controlled by the federal government through Medicare and Medicaid. So that is something that is kind of outside of our control. We have workforce challenges as well, not only from physicians moving to the community, but also some of our highly trained resources from nursing to pharmacy, lab techs, the higher end modality imaging techs. It is a challenge. About 50% of our workforce travel from outside of Lawrence County to come to work, and many times that can be 45 minutes to an hour away. And so competing for that workforce is challenging and something that we work very hard to keep up with through rising labor and supply costs. Transportation issues. I know that many of you probably have faced that. We sometimes still have to transfer patients to other facilities for higher levels of care, and getting them there timely is a big part of our, kind of our challenge in our system and things that we think about, because as we lean more on the county resources to do that, potentially we're taking away from the 911 capabilities, and we do not want to be a burden on the county. So working through how to solve that together has been an important part of what we do. And then our managing our length of stay and our efficiencies and how we deliver care is real important. But also healthcare coverage and access becomes a big concern for us. And one of the things that we have been talking about lately to industries and groups like this, but also our state representatives and federal representatives, is improving access for healthcare. And this is not a political speech, but this is more of an awareness opportunity to take for us. So there's a thing out there called enhanced premium tax credits that are impacting the way that you receive your health care. And you may not even know that. If you receive your health care from a healthcare exchange product, and many of you guys do that are in small businesses or self-employed, you're getting your health care through that. There's a reason that your premiums are at a lower rate, and that is because the insurance companies have been subsidized for years to be able to provide that coverage at a lower rate. And those tax credits are at risk of expiring this year. It is one of the main things that is stalling the government reopening currently, is that debate on extending those tax credits. Well, if that does not happen, a lot of those folks that receive their health care that way could find their health care coverage unaffordable moving forward, which impacts places like Fairview Park and others that rely on insured patients to receive their care. So if you're not aware of it, you should be aware of it, and we need to be talking to our legislators about that. So that was a lot of content and in a short period of time. I'm happy to stay over and answer questions that anybody may have after Jason talks, but real excited to hear from him and the work that they're doing at University of Georgia to help us improve our pipeline of physicians coming to the community.
This Alkyd primer is the go-to for all your exterior wood projects. Its oil-based formula penetrates for maximum adhesion, even on weathered surfaces. It seals uniformly and also provides excellent stain blocking, making it ideal for tannin-rich woods such as cedar and redwood. If you want a long-lasting premium finish on your exterior wood projects, start with Fresh Start Deck and Siding Primer.
Quality products and installation since 1985. That's 4 Seasons.
Since we were founded, the Houston Clinic has sought to provide the most advanced orthopedic services available to men, women, and children of all ages and all walks of life. And today, Dr. Gay and Dr. Richter continue the tradition of service in the Lawrence County communities. From our sports teams through every facet of this community, the Houston Clinic is not only proud to serve you, we deem it an honor. The Houston Clinic, 100 Medical Drive, Suite 400 in Dublin.
Thank you, Brad. And we're very excited today to have Dr. Jason Payton with us. Jason serves as a community engagement professional for the University of Georgia School of Medicine. If you did not know that, University of Georgia is very excited. They're going to be starting a School of Medicine within the next year. He's going to talk about that. But he leads the school's K-12 medical education programs, and he works with building partnerships with hospitals, schools, and community leaders to share the school's mission and strengthen the state's impact. So you guys help me welcome Dr. Jason Payton.
All right. So first of all, thank you to the Chamber for the opportunity to just come join you this morning. It's a pleasure. This is my first time to Dublin. Now I know that the next time I come to Dublin, I need to be in a green blazer, so I'll come appropriately attired, but just really appreciate the opportunity to engage. Again, as was shared, I'm the community engagement professional for the School of Medicine, so a big part of my job is connecting with communities in the local Athens-Clarke area, but also across the state, just to share what we're doing at the School of Medicine. And there's a lot of amazing things going on here at this point, and I'll go ahead and just click into, there we go. So our goal is to build a healthier Georgia, plain and simple. So the story I'm going to tell you about what we're doing is going to be a story in 3 parts. My PhD is in English, so born storyteller. I work in the healthcare space now. But really I want to tell you a little bit about our reason for being. Why are we launching the School of Medicine at the University of Georgia? I want to tell you about what we do in terms of medical education, what we think is the secret sauce behind our approach to educating physicians. And then I want to tell you a little bit about the timeline. So we are in the launch phase, and we're building the School of Medicine, and we're awaiting preliminary accreditation. Tell you a little bit about what that timeline looks like. So we'll get started. So our mission is to educate excellent physicians, pursue new knowledge, and advance the health of our communities, Georgia and beyond, but really a heavy emphasis on Georgia. Where I want to start is this question of why are we launching the School of Medicine? So those of you that are in healthcare professions, or just if you go to the doctor, you know that in the state of Georgia and even nationally, we have a physician crisis shortage, a physician shortage crisis. So that's what we're trying to address. We're currently 8th in the country in population, but 40th in number of active patient care physicians per capita. So we have a real need in this space. These numbers are harrowing. I've got a few slides that just kind of show you where we're at as a state. And this is really the impetus behind the rise of the School of Medicine. So when you look at the state of Georgia and you look at the county level at where some of our needs are, we've got 19 counties without a family medicine physician. We've got 77 with no emergency medicine physician and 95 with no psychiatrist, lots of other data points there, but you really look at the state as a whole, and we've got a lot of needs across the state. When you look at the state in terms of county breakdown, we have 10 counties without a physician. So again, this is just the motivation behind launching the School of Medicine, and by AAMC projections, by 2036, we're looking at a significant shortfall of physicians. Now the range varies considerably between 13,500 and 86,000, so I think they're working on their modeling, but no matter which way you slice it, we need more doctors, particularly in Georgia. And so that's that data in a more legible format. But this all just kind of leads us to think through why are these physician shortages taking place. There's a growth in patient demand, there's population growth, and there are a lot of physicians that say they'd like to retire soon. And so that all contributes to the situation that we're in. And so the University of Georgia, School of Medicine, the need to launch that is paramount. So we will be the 5th medical school and the 2nd public school in the state of Georgia, and we are going to be accepting our first class in the fall of 2026. We're going to start at 60 students, then we're going to scale up gradually. Our cohorts eventually be 120, and we've received candidate status from the LCME, or we're going to receive that in mid-February, and then we'll be open for business. So when we think the launch of the School of Medicine, that late February, mid to late February timeline is when we're going to go live. Talk to you a little bit, when we're thinking about the impact of the School of Medicine in the state, what we really want to do is train doctors to take care of Georgia. Now, of course, some of the folks that come to our School of Medicine will go lots of other places. But when we're thinking about addressing that healthcare shortage, it's a long game. So if you look at the timeline to become a physician, it's a minimum of 11 years. So I did my PhD in the humanities. I was in school a long time. It takes a long time to become an MD. So we're really thinking long-term, strategically, about what it takes to make Georgia healthier and supply more physicians to the state. But I thought that sense of timeline is really important. And I want to get into what we do in terms of how we train our doctors. So our approach, I think, is really amazing. We emphasize small group learning as a core part of our curriculum. Some schools of medicine are going to do large lectures. They're going to kind of give that content in that traditional format. What we do is we mix the large group and the small group, and we do a lot of active learning. So our patients are in small groups of about 8 students, and they're learning clinical cases. They're learning how to interact with patients. They're learning from both an MD and a PhD in their small groups. So they've got everything from cell biology to anatomy and physiology to kind of medicine diagnosis. That's a really special thing. And we've got a 4-to-1 student ratio built in to our model so that the students that we educate are going to be really well taken care of in that classroom environment. Tell you a little bit about what their 4 years looks like, just to kind of map that out. So years 1 and 2, we call them the pre-clerkship years, and they're doing a really amazing, fully integrated curriculum. So the way we do things at our School of Medicine is we go by body system. So you don't take a class just on anatomy, you take a class on cardiopulmonary, the system itself. You're going to learn cell bio, you're going to learn anatomy, you're going to learn pathology, you're going to learn patient skills and clinical skills related to that. So we really love that approach to how we educate. And then even when they're in the large group settings, they're doing very active things. So they're hearing lectures, but they're also breaking out and doing activities related to the topics that they're discussing. And then years 3 and 4, our students are out in clinical rotations. So they're out working under the guidance of physicians in various specialties, and they rotate through those. And they get a chance to see lots of different areas of care that they might then decide to go make a difference in, and again, kind of move us to a state of being a happier, healthier Georgia. Again, it's very experiential, very hands-on, so our students are actively learning and doing kind of things outside of the box and beyond the book. Talk to you a little bit about our statewide partnerships. So we're actively negotiating across the state for more residency opportunities so that our students have places to go within Georgia to pursue their specialties in their graduate medical education. You can see a little bit of a heat map of where we're at in northeast Georgia. We've got 11 agreements in place, and we're aggressively pursuing a lot more. The reason is we know that when medical students do their med school in a state and their residency in a state, they stay in a state at a 72.8% clip. So we know that keeping students here for their graduate, for their residency, their GME experience is really, really important. So that's critical to our mission, especially because we want to keep as many of these doctors as possible in Georgia. I'll end with just a couple of comments about what we do beyond educating our medical students. We're really committed to the local community and to communities throughout the state. So we do a lot of service and outreach. We have an Athens free clinic and a Clark Mental Health Care clinic. They've distributed free care to over $1 million in free care to 4,000 plus patients since March 2018. So really being active, getting out in the community and meeting community health needs. And then some of the things that I do in the part of my role is we run a lot of K through 12 medical education outreach programs. We have a summer academy where we bring folks in from all over the state, teach them what it's like to be a doctor. They go through the M1 curriculum. They get to dissect sheep hearts and all kinds of fun stuff. and then just kind of learn what it's like to enter the healthcare profession, what they need to do. And then we've also got a program where we send our students out into local schools and community-based organizations so that they can teach young students how to be great in the biomedical sciences, how to pursue careers in medicine. So we're really committed to impact beyond our campus as well as excellence in our curriculum. I'll end with a timeline slide. So we were unanimously approved by the Board of Regents to seek accreditation in February 2024. This fall, we had our preliminary LCME visit, went very, very well. And then in the spring, we're anticipating really, really good news and being fully open for business and taking our first class in August of 2026. What that looks like is there's going to be some overlap. So currently we are the School of Medicine about ready to launch in conjunction with the Medical Partnership on our campus. And what we'll do over a few years is phase in our new School of Medicine classes and then graduate the Medical Partnership classes that we're committed to currently and give them a great education all the way through their 4 years. I'll show you a couple slides. If you come to our health sciences campus, the steel is hung. This building is vertical. You can see the bones of all 3 floors. It's an amazing building. We've got a lot of amazing things there. We've got a simulation center that's going to look like the wing of a hospital. We've got learning resources. We've got a third of our total square footage space dedicated to biomedical research. What that means for you is we're going to be training great doctors, but we're also going to be the leading edge of the spear in terms of biomedical research. In the state, we're going to do a lot there. We really want to thank the legislature and the governor for the apportionment of 50% of our funding, and then the other 50% we want to thank all the private donors that made that possible. But it's an amazing building. I think it's going to give our students access to state-of-the-art facilities, allow them to do the work that they need to do, again, to build a happier, healthier Georgia. And so with that, I'll end, and thank you for your time.
Thank you so much, Jason. It's very exciting news for Georgia. Thank you, Brad and Jason, for both being here today. We've ran a little over, but that's always fine when you've got great information. Thank you guys again for being here. I want to thank Bank of Dudley and the Dublin Mall for sponsoring Localopoly. If you guys will grab that, promote that, sponsor your local businesses. Also, real quickly before we go, Tuesday is Veterans Day. I do not want to take this opportunity to miss thanking a veteran. If you're a veteran or if you have served, if you can raise your hand for us, we have a few in here. You guys give these guys a round of applause. We would not be what we are today without our veterans, so thank you guys so much. And on Tuesdays, especially, find a veteran, thank a veteran. All right, as always, thank you for being here. It's a great day for business in Dublin, Lawrence County. We are adjourned.